So here we're going to use Techne to build our anibus model. The anibus model is going to be pretty much the same as a biped, but I'm adding a few things onto it. So it'll have some ears, a snout, a neck hood. If you know what anibus looks like, you'll get the idea. So we're going to start with a new model, and we're going to base it off the quadruped. Now, I've had issues making stuff based off of the biped. Just to make things simple, I've got quadruped to work, so let's just stick with that. So we're going to create a little quadruped, and here we get the basic pig. So it's got a torso or body, it's got a head and 4 legs. Now what we're going to do is we're going to change this and restructure it to be our anibus. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take legs 1 and legs 2 and use those as arms, and use the legs 3 and legs 4 as legs. They both swing when you walk, so you shouldn't notice any difference. Right now, I don't know how to do anything animating to make them attack or anything like that, so it's not going to matter right now. These are just going to be mobs that walk around. If they do attack, they'll probably be a non-visual attack. They'll probably run into you just like the wolves. So first, let's start with the body. Okay, I'm also going to you do rotation on the torso, which will mean we have to do a bit more work inside the model file, the model Java file. The main reason I'm doing this is to show you how that works, because understanding it will make things easier on you when you have to do your own rotations. Let's say you want to put a hat on someone, or stick a sword in their hand or whatever. Like, that's always going to be there. That's not going to be a render. It's up to you, but just I'm giving you the knowledge so you'll be able to do what you need to do. So you notice here that the body is rotated. So we're going to take that rotation away. Also, we're going to change the dimensions of the body. The body will be 8 by 12 by 4. Okay. Take note of the dimension, position, and offset, because they're listed slightly different inside of the model file. They're not in this order. The actual order is offset, then dimensions, and then where it says set rotation point is the position. Don't ask me why, I didn't make this stuff, but that's the correlation between the two. I'll talk about that more again when I go into my anibus model. So our position, we're going to zero out the position because we want it to be in the neutral spot. We're going to set our offsets to be exactly half, except for this one. I believe we're going to zero out. And there we go. Oops, sorry, this should be -2. Okay, so there's our torso. So next we're going to work on the head. So on the head, 6, 5, 4. And we're going to again set up oops, not the position. Let's we're going to leave the positions as 0 for now, but we're going to offset this so that the neck is center at the bottom of the model. Now, so that, and this will be -3. So there, we've pretty much centered the head. I'm also going to make the head, slightly up off the body. This is because I've already worked this model out. Just understand that's where the neck will rotate from. You can have the head sitting anywhere you want. When it looks up and down, the rotation point will be this blue dot. Okay, so now we've got the head and body in place. Let's work on the arms. So the arms, we're going to leave the X and Z, so the width and depth. We're going to make the length a bit longer. And then we're going to, so let's not play with position yet. First we're going to set the offsets. Now with the arm, you want the joint to be at the side and right at the shoulder point, right? So midway up and right in the joint where the shoulder would be. So let's now move it into place. And zero this up too. Oops, and then let's shift you down just a touch. There we go. So we've got the one arm in place now. You'll notice that when I click on it, because they're grouped together, it's taking the whole group. You may want to ungroup this. The main reason why is because as you're clicking on things, you may click on the entire group and make a change, like I did earlier and had to restart this video when I was more than halfway done. So let's just look at leaving it ungrouped for now. Okay, so now for the other limb, we can just use the same stats, but we're gonna mirror the position and the offset. So it would be 4 and 4 instead of -4 and -4. This will keep it on the other side. So back to this. 12. That's going to be 4. That's -1. This will be 0. -2 is right. This should be 1. And this should be... Oh, or actually 0, I guess, actually. Sorry, my mistake. What I meant by offset is the opposite end of it. So if it's 4 one way, -4 one way, then opposite is 0. And oops, sorry, this should be -1, and this should be +1. Okay, so we got the arms in place. Now all we gotta do is put the legs in. Again, we're gonna do roughly the same thing. So we'll select leg 3, and leg 3, the length will also be 12. And the position will be, I believe I set the position to -2. And let's fix this offset. The offset will be 12 because we, sorry. The offset will be 0 actually for this. I want it right at the top. 0. And my position will be moved down to, oops. And let's make sure that's a solid number. So we're moving it down 12, which is the length of the body, and we're going to 0 out the backwards forwards or depth setting. So there's one leg in place, and the next one, so we're going to do the same thing here. So 12, 0, oops, not 0, this will be 12. Oops. 12, and position would be 2, and this would be 0, and there we go. So looking at that, we've got our basic looking mob. So now we're going to add our little extra pieces on it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to and now again, I haven't tried this, I haven't played around with it, I don't want to waste too much time doing so, so I'm just going to stick with the standard things. Everything's made with blocks, cubes, little issues. So we're going to use a cube, and we're going to create a snout for this guy. So looking at the numbers, we're going to make the dimensions going to be 3, 2, 6. So he's got a bit of snout. The offset will be -1.5 to center it, -2, and -4. And so basically that's where the rotation point is. Usually the top snout of an animal doesn't move, but it's there. And so we're going to set our position to be -1 and -1. So I made it a bit longer than it needs to be. You can shorten it, doesn't matter. In actual fact, it's probably a good idea to shorten it. The larger the object is, the more space it takes up on your mapping. So let's shorten it to 4, so it just sits inside a bit. Yeah, so there we go. So that's the first part of the snout. I believe that should be higher. Yeah, let's leave it at -2.